Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be making something different, which is going to be the hook. This is for an order for someone who's placed a coat rack, and if you're watching this I hope you like it. But yeah, well, first I have to light the forge because currently it's not on, so I'll get back to you once I've done that. Alright, that's done now, so that fire's nice and hot. So when we're making the hook, I like to start by using just round bar, and today I thought I'd use some rebar, just so that if you're beginning you can understand the fact that it's really cheap, this stuff. You can get like 6 meters of it for like £14–15. It's really cheap and it's just as good as normal round bar. All you just have to do is remove those little nubbly bits. I did have to do a little bit of blacksmithing to cut that bit off because I didn't have a saw at the ready, so I just had to try and heat up that in massive bar. So yeah, this is not quite the 6 meters, but you can get a bar like this big. I think this is about 2 meters. You can get like a big bar like that for about £14. But yeah. I'll start the time lapse and show you. I'm just going to put that to a point. So you're just going to draw out the metal and turn it to a nice fine point. There you go, that's what that looks like once you draw it out. What you gotta do is just hammer it and just keep hammering it more on the tip, and then just less and less as you go back. With this rebar, you just gotta hammer it a little bit more to get those like little the rib bits out, but once you got rid of that it's really easy. You don't want it to too fine a point because you have to just like squash it in a minute and then curl it over. But basically the next step is to round it off. But what I find you want to do first is you want to flatten the tip, and then you do this curl with it, and then you keep a section of it square, and then the rest of it you round off. That then means that you can put a twist, because if I go over here, that's where I store some of my scrap metal. This is what it should end up looking like. But you will have to round this off a lot more. You can see that's the rough kind of shape. But you have to do that curl there. And that you just smush the end and curl it over. But then you can see there's a bit of a camera focus. Come on. That's good enough. You can see there's a slight curl. Or like a, yeah, you know, like a twist in the bar. My phone does not want to focus. But yeah, you just need to keep that square so you can see the edges, because if you keep that circle, you can't see the actual twist in it, because you can only just see a circle that's been twisted round. You need some kind of corner. So you just want to flatten that bit, keep a corner, round that bit off. I'll get back to you once I've done that. That is now done. As you can hear, the fan still slightly on my thing. I try to turn it off just so you guys can hear me a bit better. But yes, anyway, I've done it that now, so I can't pick it up with my hands because it's still very hot. Oh, these are hot too. These are cool. This is where buckets of water really come in handy, because when stuff gets hot, you can then dunk it. But yeah, you can see there's a twist in that, and then draw it out. And what I find is quite good to do with hooks, Same with hearts and anything else you want to make, is have like a template one. So one you just keep to show kind of size-wise. So this is what I'm trying to copy it onto, so they're all about the same size. So you can just do stuff like that just to measure if they're about the same size, if the curl's about the right size, which it pretty much is. Check if this is thin enough, which it is, because you might have seen in the video I've done that already. And then you can just copy the sizes of it to then make sure you have a perfectly good hook every time. You can also get stuff like jigs, which is just like a little circle and a big circle put together, so you can just put the metal in and then twist it round. Kind of like this fork here, but one would be bigger than the other. You put it in and then you can bend it round and it gives you that perfect curve every time. But you can make them yourself, but I haven't got one yet. I might look into making one. But the next one is now to just curl it off. So now I've got this, I just use the size to kind of measure when I need to curl. So you can see at the bottom of the hook is where I need to start to curl over. So then you can get the perfect size. So yeah, next step now is to bend it or curl it over. And then yeah, I'll show you what to do there. I probably will cut it off. But yeah, I'll show you after that. Alright, and that bit's done now. So that's what it looks like currently. You might be thinking there's a difference in size, but the next thing we've got to do, we've got to grab this carefully. I don't grab the, oh shoot. The next bit, you see that flattened bit there? Camera focus. There you go, flattened bit. That bit there will stretch out to be the same about this size because you've got to flatten it like really thin. So yeah, the next step is to flatten that out and then put like a hole in it. For putting a hole in it, I use, my gloves are going to drop. There you go. I use this to just hold it like that, and then you hammer the top and then you just put the hole in there and then hit it and it punches. When you do that though, you want to use on the edge of an anvil this hole, because obviously if you're hammering it onto this and you go through, you probably won't dent your anvil, but it's not great for your anvil or your punch. So if you put that on there, once you've flattened out, and then stamp that through, when it goes through, it just goes into this hole and doesn't damage your anvil. But yeah, so that's the next step. I'll show you once I've done that, and then basically it will be complete. And that is now done. So what I do with my hooks, just to make sure they are much stronger than just normal hooks you can get in like shops and stuff, I normally heat it up, just leave it in this, and this is just slowly cooling it down, and it just means it just gets a lot stronger. You can heat treat, which is where you dunk it into like oil or water depending on what metal you're using, but that's normally for blades. But for this, just heating it up and letting it slowly cool down makes it a lot harder. So I've just now got to leave that as that goes cold. This is the hook I made a while ago. As you can see, they're about the same size. The curl looks all nice on it. You might have seen in the video, it was extremely fiddly to get that hole. I don't know if you can see it. I'll zoom in a bit. That hole at the top for where the screw goes. Really fiddly to do that. I did split, but that's all right because the screw clamps it shut anyway, so it doesn't matter if that top bit splits. So I'll show you on this. But basically that hole there, that top bit split in through there, but so long as the screw can go in, it'll clamp that bit shut. I also wanted to let you guys know that soon I will be doing a video on how to like coke forgers like this and how to kind of maintain them. And yeah, just talking about coke forgers in general. I might do another video soon on like just getting coke itself, because stuff like this, this stuff you do have to obviously buy bags. It comes in like 25 kilogram bags, but yeah, that'll be for another video. And thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel, go check out my website at blacksmithinghotsteel.co.uk, and you can see that online. Currently there is no like PayPal stuff, so you can't buy anything, but if you did want to buy something, get in contact with me on like my email and we can sort that out by doing that. Like I could, you know, we could sort that out, because currently I need to try and get your like address and stuff so I can send stuff over to you once I've done it. But currently if you were to use the PayPal on my website, it would just give me money, but I won't know what you want or where you are, so obviously I can't really do that. But you can still check out my website. I make lots of stuff like this. Yeah, thank you for watching and hope to see you soon.